Storytelling has been a medium of entertainment since the dawn of time. From cave paintings to the introduction of motion picture in the 19th century, it has helped bring communities together and be enjoyed by many. Since the 20th century, technological advancements and changes in audience tastes has led to the film industry being able to tell stories across a multitude of platforms, creating interactive and immersive worlds that challenge what was already possible with the traditional ways of storytelling. With this being called transmedia storytelling, it tells a cohesive story through means beyond film such as video games, books, audio adventures, toys, stage shows and theme parks. This audiovisual essay is going to discuss the different approaches to transmedia storytelling, as well as the effects it has on nostalgia, fandom and participatory culture, drawing on theorists such as Henry Jenkins and Anthony Vaccaro. The processes in which film studios use transmedia storytelling have changed drastically since the mid-20th century. Typically, the film is the first platform to be released, and then its further ways of storytelling are subsequently created. An early example of an unusual way of it being carried out is with Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. It first began in 1967 as an indoor water ride at Disneyland Park in California, taking guests through a pirate's cove whilst encountering shipwrecks and gloomy caves to the theme song Yo Ho, a Pirate's Life for Me. The ride's popularity led to 3 other versions being created across other parks, and then Disney producing a film adaptation in 2003 starring Johnny Depp as the protagonist, making $654 million at the global box office. Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl added to the ride's narrative by giving the already existing world main characters and a story for them to play a part in. It later became one of Disney's most successful franchises, making $4.5 billion collectively and leading to the creation of multiple transmedia storytelling platforms. Due to the popularity of the franchise, Disney decided to add elements from the films to the rides, such as an audio animatronic of Captain Jack Sparrow and the film soundtrack to the queue line. A more traditional approach to transmedia storytelling was used for one of the biggest film franchises of all time, Star Wars. It started out as a singular science fiction film by George Lucas in 1977, and then quickly became a pop culture phenomenon, turning into a colossal brand with endless methods of transmedia storytelling being produced, all within a narrative universe sharing characters and storylines. Another hugely successful franchise, Harry Potter, started out as a book series in the late 90s, and then due to its success, a series of film adaptations were made between 2001 and 2011. The franchise is now a huge brand name, having a studio tour exhibition in Leavesden, a stage play taking place after the final book in London's West End, a series of prequel films, and multiple Wizarding Worldlands at Universal Studios theme parks around the world. This showing that a studio's approach to transmedia storytelling can vary and take on many different routes. In the last few years or so, we've seen a trend of studios producing new films based on older IPs and brands to bring back audiences who've developed a connection with that IP, as well as introduce it to new ones. They use these already appraised films to win with audiences and make them yearn for the good old days, this being called nostalgia. According to Vaccaro, nostalgia is a sentimental longing and wistful affection for the past. It is a mixed emotion that entails a happy memory with a tinge of sadness. It can be a powerful tool to bring in audiences and create an emotional connection between them and what they're viewing. It plays a big part in the creation of transmedia storytelling platforms, as it gives fans of these franchises a sense of comfort and familiarity, developing a deeper connection to the brand for them. Most of the latest sequels and spin-offs from Hollywood tend to attract audiences by including aspects from older entries in the franchise to give them that sense of familiarity and comfort. When Disney produced the new set of Star Wars sequels after the purchase of Lucasfilm, they decided to mirror familiar parts from the original trilogy, such as the young hero on a desert planet, Millennium Falcon, and return of fan-favourite characters like Han Solo and Chewbacca. This helped appeal the films to long-term fans of the franchise, as well as create new narratives for younger generations to create an emotional connection to. With the recent platforms of transmedia storytelling that Disney has produced for Star Wars, they have decided to use the new films over the originals, as they carry more cultural relevancy and thus potentially higher profits. This does, however, risk alienating those long-term fans who find sentimentality and an emotional resonance in the original trilogy's nostalgic legacy. When a studio decides to produce a film from an alternative platform, such as a video game or a stage musical, it's normally to appeal to an already existing fan base that have a preceding or long-term connection to it, as well as to also bring in new audiences which will follow the film and buy into it as it develops. According to Henry Jenkins, a fandom is made up of devoted followers of a media text who actively construct their own meanings and interpretations beyond the product's original message. Whilst regular consumers view the particular text as a disposable commodity, fans will frequently engage with it by means such as producing their own fan content, dressing in cosplay, and forming subcultures based on it. Film studios create immersive spaces for their fans, being one of the most captivating and participatory methods of transmedia storytelling, letting them engage with the stories they adore on a whole new scale. In 2019, Disney opened Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at 2 of their US theme parks, designed to be the most immersive and fan-devoted lands they've produced, where guests are active participants within the Star Wars universe. They become a part of the fictional narrative by having the opportunity to build lightsabers, indulge in local cuisine, and buy native clothing to the fictional world of Batuu, truly immersing those devoted fans into the story. There's even the chance for fans to pilot the Millennium Falcon, where they can crash or reroute the ship, in course changing the narrative, being something that fans have dreamt of doing since day one. This enables fans to not just passively consume the content, but actively contribute and engage with it on a personal level. Henry Jenkins emphasised that participatory culture is the shift from the traditional ways of media consumption to a more interactive and creative engagement with it. In 2022 at Disney World in Florida, Disney opened Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, a 2-night hotel experience aboard a Star Wars spaceship, where guests are assigned their own personal quest within the Star Wars narrative, which is linked to Galaxy's Edge in the films. From the moment guests board the Halcyon starship, they become characters within the Star Wars universe, with every choice and decision they make changing how their narrative plays out over the next 2 days. Fans have the ability to hack into other spaceships, be assigned as rebel spies, or even turn to the dark side if they wish, making them not spectators but co-creators, adding to the fictional world rather than just consuming something pre-scripted, which is a key trope of participatory culture. It ended up being a very extreme and expensive platform with transmedia storytelling, as the main gateway to fan participation comes down to a more basic and contemporary level of it, which inevitably led to Galactic Star Cruiser closing down in September 2023, only a year after it opened. In conclusion, transmedia storytelling challenges the traditional approaches to telling stories and tells them in a unique fashion across multiple platforms. These extraordinary ways of delivering a story enhances the audience's engagement with it and encourages a deeper and more active participation to make fans more emotionally invested with it. In this day and age, film studios no longer want blockbuster films to be a singular product and drive to make them a long-term successful IP beyond the original film. Some franchises even get to a stage where with no theatrical releases boosting their popularity within pop culture over an extended period of time, they can still be as popular as ever, being prevalent in methods of digital convergence and transmedia branding. Star Wars has undeniably set an exemplary example for transmedia storytelling by telling cohesive stories across multiple platforms with a huge level of fan engagement and investment across the franchise. It set the bar high for other franchises by transforming it from just a film series to a fully expanded narrative experience for fans. And with its 50th anniversary slowly on the horizon, it doesn't look like it has any chance of slowing down anytime soon.